Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. Still working on the Enterprise E here. In fact, I'm pretty much getting close to being done with the revision work. I'm down here on one of the lower decks. I really couldn't tell you which deck it is. I just know that it's down here on the bottom someplace. I do have the last two bottom decks completed, so technically I only have this deck, and that deck left to go. Well, 4 decks left to go. Anyways, a lot has been done on the Enterprise E. I guess looks like I have Xfinite also is on the server, which is kind of interesting. Haven't seen him for a while, or her. Yeah, don't be assuming genders. I know. I've been warned. Yep. Anyways, get rid of all this stuff through here. Oops, I even got rid of an extra block I didn't want to get rid of. How about that? I have noticed that occasionally, while running the Minetrek server software, the mod pack itself, my system locks up, and it does system-wide. It pegs my CPU to about 100% for about 10 to 15 seconds, and I don't know what causes that. It is definitely unique to this mod pack, and that is one of the limiting factors for recording. Unfortunately, it only seems to do it when well, it does it all the time, but it seems to do it more often when I'm recording than not. So if it happens, it happens. But yeah, okay. That being said, let's go ahead and buzz on back here. Don't mind all this stuff. It's all going to be redone. Yeah. So the reason for it is, I can't, well, how can I put it? The nacelle is too large to include in the work that I'm doing here, so I have to do the nacelle independently, and when I add layers back to the ship, it messes up the nacelle, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so let's go ahead and go in through the hatch here and check out what I've done. So I've done quite a bit, and got a little bit of jerkiness going on here. What if my batteries are dying on my mouse? Could be possible. It is a Logitech mouse, so yeah, possible. Yes, we have a nice big lounge area back here. Of course, it was originally done up by I think Matt Squirrels, I believe, maybe. But I had to take it all out of here because I had to do a lot of revision work for this last back end of the ship, and I even had to actually gain an extra deck back here because reasons. But we have a deck right here. It opens up into this room right here, which is some sort of system room for the hangar bay, probably a force field generator, alternative life support, who knows. We've got a couple of escape, safety areas here in case of, breach or something. People could come through there and get some, I don't know, air suits, EVA suits. We have a Jeffries tube that, believe it or not, as you go forward here, is snaking is a better term for it, between 2 decks. You're actually at this point between 2 other decks. So yeah, I gained this. This is kind of cool, so I'm very happy with it. And of course we have a little Jeffries tube up here, and we can hit this button. You can see that's where the door is for the hangar, and then we come up here and step up into the hangar proper and whatnot. We were just down under here, looking around down under here and stuff, and that corridor is like right there and so forth. But okay, I got to figure out what those blocks were originally. I do have pictures, so I'll just go back and revert those blocks to whatever the hell they were. I don't know why they got changed. I think they were black, probably black wool. Anyways, here's the hangar. As you can see, it is a lot more, well, a lot cleaner looking. I'm not saying that it's gorgeous or anything, but it's less noisy. It's a more in line with what Starfleet would probably do for this era of ship. I was able to retain the fighter racks that were originally designed, although the roof did get some modification work done to it, obviously. But yeah, overall, it looks like a lot more reasonable looking hangar than beforehand, which was beautiful work, don't get me wrong, but it was very gothic. That's the best way to describe it. And working with Shadow Appler and Blue Phobes, we sort of kind of came up with this look here, and I think it looks a lot nicer. It's a lot cleaner. Obviously, it's not as detailed as the previous hangar version was, but still, It retains elements of the old hangar and gives us, you know, a lot cleaner looking space, a lot more hangar-esque looking than not. Now, granted, the other hangar was gargantuan. It's the best way to put it. It was another whole deck taller. And it did. It hit. You could see the turbo lift going through here a lot nicer and stuff like that. But it really wasn't needed. That space was, in order to facilitate the redesign of the ship, I had to shrink the hangar, and one of the best ways I could do that was to redesign it, obviously. So redesigned it was. Shadow Appler did some work, a lot of advice from Blue Phobes and others about, well, mainly Blue Phobes and Shadow Appler, about techniques to use. I talked with Blue Phobes about lighting and things like that, and I looked at some of the work that he had originally done for revision work on the upper hangar a couple of years ago, some old video of that, and that's kind of what I did here. So, yeah, kudos to both Shadow Appler and Blue Phobes. Much thanks to the original build team. I believe that was Mad Squirrel and a couple others. And yeah, but cleaned up quite a bit. Looks good through here. We did gain some extra catwalks and things like that while losing the upper catwalks and things like that up over through here. As you can see, the fighters no longer are being held in by ratchet system or lift like us. Basically, they're held in from the top. Now they're on these lifts here. As this fighter deploys, the lift drops down, and then that fighter can deploy, or the lift can drop out of the way, and the fighter can just, you know, be pulled out with a tractor beam and whatever. Anywho, Shadow Appler added this turbo lift here, this, so that it meets up with the turbo lift up here, and then we went ahead and extended it down to this one. Beforehand, that connection wasn't done there. It was done further that way, which it ties in the turbolift system a lot cleaner, in my opinion. Get rid of this block right here. That's a block I stand on when I was mirroring things. So I think it looks pretty darn good. I'm happy with how it came out. I'm happy that we're able to retain a lot of the original hangar and all that other stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I come through here. The only thing I'm not happy with is this. But this couldn't be avoided because reasons. But to come out into the corridor, all the corridors are double walled. You can look here at this window and go, wow, that's a pretty looking edge of a strut, but there's a window there, so we have it here. So, yay! We gained a lot of rooms, or offices, flight. These would all be dedicated to the hangar, so most likely flight control. And, not flight control, but, you know, like pilot lounges, training rooms, you know, things for whatever does with the with hangars and whatnot. Got a little bathroom right there, a couple of ODN junctions and whatnot, more windows, but everything's double walled, so that's what's really nice. And again, here's the aft. This actually didn't get moved, so this turbo lift here is still right where it was, although I don't like having glass there. Thought I removed all that. And then we have this big back-end control area here, and or conference room, or whatever we decide to make it. And right now I kind of left it open-ended because I really wasn't sure how I was going to clean this room up, so to speak. Got a little bathroom right here just in case you need it, but yeah, kind of an overhang here for the lift, and then of course a little ladder that takes you up here. This is the secondary entrance up into this area, which is above the hangar, and I believe this is actually the hangar force field system and door system. So the system down below is probably auxiliary life support. We'll just go back this way here, and again, the turbo lift would go this way along this corridor, which is the actual new deck. And it just comes along through here, a bunch of small rooms and office areas and whatnot coming through here. Kind of nice, actually. These rooms get pretty big, which is kind of cool because you end up with, you know, conference rooms like this. And I believe there are actually a couple of control rooms. Maybe it's on the next deck down, but yeah, I think I have a couple of control rooms as well added. Again, turbo lift to the other side, and then we were able to add this big storage area here. Not really big, but yeah, nice size storage area here for the hangar, and of course the lift system that attributes to the hangar here. And if we drop on down, we come on down past the hangar down to the parking bay. You can see the parking bay is now uniform. That means there is a corridor running along the port side, same as the starboard side. On the previous design of the ship, the corridor only ran on the starboard side. That was kind of stupid. And that goes back to the old Voyager design And since the Sovereign is, based off the Voyager, so to speak, or, the Voyager is technically based off the Sovereign, but you know what I'm saying. It's a design characteristic that the ships share, and I didn't like it. I don't like it in the Voyager, but, it is what it is. So what I did is I obviously around the quarter on both sides. We have the Jeffries tube access right here. And then, of course, this would go up and down to access other Jeffries tube outlets and whatnot, including the one that currently is technically, it's right there. It's not a turbolift, but a Jeffries tube that runs right along that wall there between these two decks. In order to have the height, we have to have space, and it's not tall enough for a deck, but it is tall enough for a Jeffries tube. So Jeffries tube's got to run through there. And it seems to be a good fit for him as well. And then on this side here, we have, of course, the lift mechanism itself. And if we drop back down in here, we can kind of go underneath the lift. There's sort of a Jeffries tube-ish thing, but mainly what it's here for is to, this right here, they can open this here and it goes into the torpedo bay. If I kind of just go through and look here, you'll see what I mean. It just goes into the torpedo bay, and this door drops down, and the lift basically would come down through here, and they could load torpedoes directly into the torpedo bay, and if need be, they can move torpedoes along here if the lift is damaged, sort of a thing. Plus have access to this machinery in here and stuff. That's my logic I'm sticking to it. Of course, I don't think you could actually fit a torpedo through there, so I'm thinking that's just an access way to work on this machinery here, and we'll just keep it as that. Let's go ahead and come up here and enter this corridor and work our way back here. This, of course, starts the process of leading up to the nacelle. Here is the pylon coming from main engineering, or the power unit coming from main engineering, and here again is the Jeffries tube and whatnot we've seen before. Turbolift, and if we come this way here, we drop into a work B bay. Looks like I thought we fixed this beforehand. This might have been one of those flukes for a revision thing. But yeah, I could tour the ship 100 times, and always, every time I start a video, I'll find something broken that I need to fix. It's just the way it is. But we have this right here, if you can see it. As the lift comes down, this door allows the work B here, and there's another door right there that allows that work B to exit. Then we have like a little, if you come through here, you have a little EVA hatch and another little work B room right here, where I'm going to go ahead and fix this while I'm thinking about it, because if I don't fix it, I'll probably forget about it and find it later on and be like, darn it, why didn't I fix that? But yeah, we have a little EVA room right here, come up this way here and so forth, and you're back out into this corridor. And this corridor, again, just works its way around to the aft section of the ship. And another little emergency locker room right here, and if you come through this door right here, you can look down and see the torpedo bay with a little ladder that allows you access to this side of the torpedo bay and its controls. And same thing on the other side. And then, of course, you have the turbolift, but the Jeffries tube system. And the reason there's no turbolift back there is I couldn't route one. That's just it in a nutshell. I just couldn't route one. So let's go ahead and fix this while we're here as well. Let's grab this, and it's just a simple fix. Beep, beep. Pop up. Oh, come on. Stop it. There we go. Oops, wrong place. Moving you. So, and it comes back this way here. And then, of course, you would come down, and you'd be into this area here. It drops down to the lower section of the ship. I haven't put anything in here yet. Most likely, it's just going to be a couple of batteries, nothing major. Just some support system for the artificial gravity unit, which is this thing right here. That is an artificial gravity unit, and that's my line. I'm sticking to it. And let's go ahead and go all the way up here to the very, very, very top, and we're back in the hangar again. As you can see here, very spacious, good-looking, clean, military-esque looking hangar. I like it. I like it a lot. And we'll step into here, and we'll work our way this way. And we're back into the Jeffries tube that goes between the two decks. The nice thing about this Jeffries tube is it's actually different on both sides of the ship. In other words, the port side is configured differently than the starboard side. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get to that here in a second. It has to do with the parking bay, which I didn't actually show you, but you probably saw it in the video as I was walking around the parking bay. Yes, this is a very long corridor. And again, you can access via this little service area here, back to the corridor, and come down here. And if we go this way, whoops, come on, let me out of here. We go this way, we head off to the engineering deck, and right behind main engineering. But we come this way here, we can wrap around, go to the starboard side, and work our way back again, right around to where we were just at. Or we can go this way and work our way up to the other side of main engineering, which again, port and starboard on this deck is actually different. And I'll show you that here in just a second as we step down. Come through here and step in here. On this side of the parking bay, we have a mass fabricator. We have a lift, we have control unit, we have access to the turbo lift, we have another lift, and then we have an actual entrance. That room, that area right there, is corridor. And I'll show you here just real quickly. Fly up this way here. Now we can get into the corridor right here, and it is just a long corridor this way to the back of the ship. And right, if we stay on it here, you'll see just here in a second. Right here. Then of course it goes around to the other side and so forth. We'll come back out this way here. Trying not to hit these roof braces or corridor braces, whatever you want to call them. So we have the mass fabricator right here, which fabricates parts for the ships, and then we step into the corridor. We have ourselves a little work area here. We just came down this ladder right there. Then we have additional fabricators in this area right here, including a cargo transporter, or fabricate transporter, so they can move parts and stuff all over the ship if they need to. And I thought, but I didn't do it. I was going to tie in a turbolift, but I couldn't do it if I recall correctly. This turbolift right there. Basically, it would be like a turbolift cargo entrance right there. So I guess they would just come out here and go into the turbolift like normal, whatever. Or go up and down this lift to actually, I think if we go up this lift, I thought we had one of these rooms that actually allow, maybe it's this one. Yes, it is this one. Okay. So yeah, cargo can come down the lift, out of the fabricator, down the lift, into here, into the turbolift system. Yay, okay, so where there's a will, there's a way. And we'll come back through here. That's technically still learning. We'll figure it out. Alright, so we'll just pick this spot right here. Wow. I get lost in my own ship designs. That's embarrassing, isn't it? I'll just come down here and then here we go. Massive cargo bay down here. Yay. I will be redesigning this lift right here to be a cargo lift in and out. Only reason I didn't do it is I didn't think of it till just now. But that will be a cargo lift in and out as well. So yeah, it'll still be a turbo lift on this side, but on this side it will be a cargo lift. So you can load, cargo pods into it and ship them all over the ship, send them all over the ship. But as we walk down this side to the starboard side, say there's the mass fabricators, you'll note there's a corridor here. Okay. There's a corridor over there as well, and it arcs around to meet this corridor, and then this corridor of course goes back to the aft end of the ship. Very cool design. I like it a lot, but beforehand this was the only corridor, and yeah, so I decided to update that. And on this side we have more storage and lighting and whatnot, and a couple extra ODN functional rooms here, and then of course we have the Jeffrey stoops. This is where this one meets, and step down here and you come back through here and you have your power conduit leading from the warp core down through here all the way back to the aft of the ship. And looks like we gotta adjust some stuff here. Probably have to do that on the other side, which we're going there now, so might as well. Always finding stuff to fix. Gonna find it no matter how many times you go through the ship. it'll always, as a builder, you will always have to go back through and double check everything. But yeah, you have it right here, and then you have a little, like step up kind of a thing, come down, and then you can go into main engineering. And here's main engineering. Actually, let's go down the little ladder thingy right here. For the most part, I left it as designed. The person that designed it did a nice job on it, and I didn't see a major reason to go back through and redesign it, reinvent the wheel. I just went ahead and left it to the way it was. It is one block taller for reasons that I won't get into, but where necessary, and that includes the entire deck. For the deck that is affected is actually one block taller than previously. But there's the warp core and its glorious ugliness, big black round thing, movie set piece, whatever. But it goes all the way up to the top and all the way down to the hole there. But yep, this is the main engineering. And this is that weird, I don't know, again, Hollywood kind of a thing, but the set piece is here. Then we have entrances into the Jeffries tube systems from there, and then you're into the ship proper. And you can walk around this deck here, and you can take a look at it. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. You got a hollow deck right there, and hollow suite, whatever you want to call it. You got stairwells that take you up and down, and Jeffries tubes, and turbolifts here, and we have, little office areas, the main engineering lab suites. These are supposed to be orange, so I have to come back through here and update these blocks. These center blocks, if it's a lab suite, it has to be orange for engineering, white for science, blue for medical, whatever. But, so people walk in there like, oh, I know this is a lab. Derp. Anyways, we'll walk around this deck here, and I think also it ties in with the deflector dish. Maybe? Yeah, see how it's orange in here. It's ugly, but it's effective. It works. It's an IQ thing. Alright. Now, I did spend a lot of time with these Jeffries tubes, so believe it or not, if you wanted to, you could go from the main bridge to engineering to the Jeffries tubes. You will have to go through parts of the ship. There's no two ways about it. You'll have to cross corridors here and there. But that's just because, I couldn't have... here we go. This is a computer bay. This is the drive hole computer. But yeah, you can go from the main engineering all the way by crossing corridors. See what I mean? All the way to main engineering, all the way down to the lowest level of the ship, all the way to the most upper part of the ship, which is kind of cool because that is an adventure upon itself that everybody should just take fun and go and check out and do and whatnot, just because it is fun. This is one of the rooms that I decided to repurpose. Beforehand, it was just a machine room. It required a really funky way of getting into, and what I did is I put a door right there, get rid of that, put a door right here, turned it into an IC linear bay, and got rid of an extra Jeffries tube, moved it to the center, and so forth. So, and main engineering is like right there, right behind us. But nice thing about this is you can use it. Actually, we got to go this way, I believe, and not mistaken, to get to the corridor to the Jeffries tubes that allow us the main engineering. Gotta go this way, and I'm trying to remember. It's up this way here. Let me through there, and I believe we can go down to get into it. Yes. Welcome to that little area of the ship where Picard opens the window and shows Lilith, or whatever her name is, "You ain't in Montana no more, hun," or Wyoming, or whatever. That room is right here. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Anyways, like I said, by the time this video goes live, which could be any time now, today's actual date is April 21st. Wow, 2019. Oh my gosh. The ship is just a couple of days away from being completed at this point. So, or not completed, but retrofitted. It'll always be incomplete because there'll always be rooms that aren't filled in, that aren't, completely and utterly updated and whatnot. So that'll always be a thing. And no matter what we do, it will always be in a stage of update. New blocks, new build styles, new designs, things like that will always happen. It is Minecraft after all. And when the board come to beat the door down, your best route of escape is through this Jeffries tube right here. Don't go that way. Go this way. Go around. Try to find a way out of here. Go this way. I believe if you go this way here, you might survive. You might even be able to climb your way all the way to main bridge. Just don't get borgified. Anyways, I do appreciate you taking time to watch. Again, this has been a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll have another video, but if I do, I hope you watch it. I hope you watch this one, and I hope you enjoy what you see. And come onto the server and check us out. There's a lot of stuff going on the server. Recently, we've had a lot of interest, and that's good. So the more people that join the server and check us out and come on here and try to steal our shit, the better off we're all going to be. Not really, but still. Just saying it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.